Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey guys, welcome to TheB.A.R. My name is Benji, and this is Anthony, my co-host.
Hey guys.
Today we're reviewing the movie Sausage Party.
This movie was directed by two guys, Tiernan and Conrad Vernon. It's made $71 million so far at the box office, which is a little unbelievable because of the type of movie we're going to be discussing today, right?
So, a heads up, this will be a spoiler review, so just a heads up on that. But also, we do want to warn you that there is a lot of graphic content in this movie, so viewer discretion is advised not only for the movie, but this actual review. Because the movie has a lot of crude humor and a lot of foul language, we will need to explain some of those scenes in this review, so just be careful on that. So again, viewer discretion, yeah. So let's get started. What do you think about the plot?
Let's talk about the plot. Okay, so it starts off with this store called Shopwell's, and you get to see like the opening day, the produce, the canned goods. They all start singing the song because they want to go to the great beyond. They think that the humans are gods, and then once they get chosen, they get to go to the next level, like a nirvana type of thing, and they just can't wait. They feel that their life is this is what I'm living for, to go to the great beyond, and I'll be, just happy and just go lucky, and this is the best thing to do. This is what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, you start off with two of the main characters in the story, which is Frank, played by Seth Rogen, and Brenda Buns, played by Kristen Wiig.
Right.
You start off, it's kind of like a romantic story as well. You start off with them, in their packaging, and they want to...
There's a lot of flirting between them.
Exactly, ready for it, touching the tips at one point.
Oh, yeah,
that was kind of like a sin for them to do, getting out of their package, being spoiled. Because also there was this character in the story called the Dark Lord, that he would throw away expired foods, and that was kind of like...
I'm fresh, I'm still fresh,
yeah,
still
and then they get this thrown away. Yeah, so it's something where... you see how, they believe this in this society. This is the way of believing, whether it's religion, whether it's government, whether it's all of that. That's what they feel that the great beyond is. So you notice one of these little characters gets picked, which is Honey Mustard. He gets picked out. Character gets taken, gets brought back, and you see him that... like, oh, I got the wrong mustard. Let me get the regular mustard.
Right.
And he's like tripping out because he's seen things.
He sees the reality of things.
Exactly. So he's going crazy, and then he looks up and he sees Firewater, which is another character in the story, which is
a non-perishable.
Non-perishable.
Which he's been around forever.
Yeah, so it's something where he sees him. He's like, you got to be quiet. You can't tell him. So he's freaking out, and they start, and everybody's kind of noticing that he's getting crazy. So they're kind of questioning it. But they just think he's overall crazy and he's not normal. Which if you see in society, some people maybe like
right,
that.
They're the ones on the corner saying the end is near.
Yeah.
And we look at them like, oh, look at these crazies.
Yeah, and overall it's kind of hard to really believe him in the story. So then everybody starts getting picked. The hot dogs start getting picked.
4th of July weekend's here.
So that's a big thing. They're getting all the foods. They got picked up. They pick up the douche. It's just, I thought was funny. Yeah. Which is funny. It was the last one on the rack, which is played by
Kroll.
Great, he's the villain of the story, which is pretty crazy. It gets a little crazier later on, but after they get picked out, Honey Mustard gets picked out again.
Right, and he tries to tell his truth, and he tries to say, hey, do you guys think that this is the most amazing thing? And actually, it's not. We're gonna be killed. They skin us alive. They mash us up. They consume us. They eat us. And everyone's all like, what? Don't believe this guy.
Yeah, you're crazy. And then he commits suicide.
Which is actually awesome.
Yeah, he jumps. Well, it's not
the scene.
The scene itself was
not
awesome.
Suicide.
Yeah. But he
awesome.
jumps off the cart and he commits suicide, and it actually causes this havoc where everybody falls off the cart.
Oh yeah.
And
it's like a collision. Right?
Yeah, and at the end, it's like like you said, Private Ryan kind of.
It was a Saving Private Ryan kind of moment, and it's just dust everywhere. Peanut butter and jam are having this scene where one of them is dying.
Yeah, you see Campbell picking up it's soup
the
banana's
noodles.
face gets peeled off, and what happens is that Frank and Brenda actually get separated from the group. Yeah. So this is where their adventure starts, where they're trying to find their way back to their aisles to get back into packaging that they can pick
because they want to get picked up because the great beyond.
So then it goes to that scene where they go back to the house, and then the what's his name, Barry played by Michael Cera.
Okay.
Him and the other hot dogs,
right? Deformed hot dog.
Yeah, the deformed one.
Yeah.
They start getting killed. The potato gets peeled. The carrots get eaten.
Those are the best scenes. I think.
The horror on it.
Yeah,
it's crazy how you see
scenes.
that. And it's something where, he starts noticing, like, it's getting crazy. This isn't real. I need to get back to Frank.
And tell everybody.
And that's when he sees the little poop with the corn of the zombies on it. The zombie corns. And he gets picked up by the guy that's,
As you can see, this movie has a lot. There's, like, if every scene is packed with hidden little jokes. There's a one scene later on in the movie where there's, like, a Chinese container and it says pooping Chinese. And it's, like, there's all these little gems that you feel... Ben was loving it. I'm sure.
Overall. And, you just see them... It gets to a point where Douche, I believe, breaks his little...
Oh, yeah, the dispenser, thing,
right? So then
and
he gets
his revenge.
upset.
That's his revenge. He's like, how dare you break me? I'm gonna break you.
Yeah, and he thinks it's Frank's fault. So it gets to the later where he's chasing him down. He has a very, very extreme scene where he sucks the grape juice out of the box, and that was...
And now he's juiced.
Yeah, right. He's juiced up.
Powerful.
So he's one of those bro-looking dudes. Like they're trying to make fun of the guys that just like always kind of work out. Frat. Yeah, take steroids. Like that's what they were talking about. So as they're going through the adventure, Frank is really questioning, like, hey, what if Honey Mustard was right? What if
they run into two characters, which I thought was really strange to me. One of them is Kareem Abdul-Lavash and Sammy Bagel Jr. So they do that whole, Israel and like Middle East, the West Bank. And I thought for me, at that part of the movie, I was like, really? Do we need this at this point of this movie? This movie's supposed to be fun and lighthearted. But as the movie goes on, you realize that it's actually playing off on stereotypes. Everyone's
everywhere. I think they had a Nazi part where
there
was
like, a Nazi
kill
party.
The juice. So it's juice, not juice. Which was insane to me. Like when I saw that, I was like, wow, they're really going
There was a lot of uncomfortable moments for me.
Yeah, there was, exactly. And it got to a point where, Frank started questioning his stuff. He starts going, he's sent by Firewater and I think Twink, the little Twinkie with the hair.
Twink, yeah.
Mr. Grits.
As you can see, non-perishable because Twinkies last forever.
And Grits does as well.
Right.
And they actually tell Frank, hey, we made all this up. There is no great beyond. We just made it up to make people happy before they were sent to their death kind of thing,
So they know the truth.
Yeah, so they know the truth. They've been around forever. And that's something that's like, it's what you want to believe in the end. It's kind of going into religion and society and government that like, it's not always what it makes it
seem. So in
a
way, it's kind of like the elders know more, right?
Exactly,
This is like young people going on a journey. We haven't even talked about one of my favorite things, which is Salma Hayek, who plays a lesbian taco.
Well, it was getting to that point.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. They go and then Frank is sent to...
like a Mexicanville or
not the Mexican. He was sent to the great beyond of like where the ice sculpture is, where all the forks and knives are, where the cooking book is at, and that's where him and Brenda kind of separate. That's right. And that's when the taco Teresa del Taco comes, and she kind of plays in that Spanish role played by Salma Hayek, I believe. Yeah, so it got to a point where like a lot of, which is weird because it's a taco. Yeah. It got to a point where like Frank and Brenda kind of got separated because one kind of is just blindly believes whatever she wants, while Frank kind of questions everything, and they got in a fight, So yeah, they go. He finds the cooking book, and in the cooking book he sees these horrible scenes of other foods getting eaten and stuff. Takes it back, shows it on the prompt. They still don't believe him.
Right.
Yeah, until I believe Barry comes back. Remember when the severed head falls through?
Oh yeah, there's like this druggy scene with what's the guy's name? This is like a buddy movie, by the way. This movie, if you want to know everyone that is like buddy in Hollywood right now, like Michael Cera, Seth Rogen, Nick Kroll, it's like, wow.
So many characters.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bunch of friends that like, hey, let's make a movie this weekend. All right, let's go.
Yeah, so then, like they go, they severed the guy's head, and the only way they could see them is with...
bath
salts, which is breaking that fifth wall going into that, which is crazy. At the end, they all inject all the humans with the bath salts, trying to get them to conversate. See them. Then they start going on a murder spree, killing all the humans.
This movie's all over the place. This is a very crazy. Like at the end, it almost felt like, hey, let's put this in. Hey, let's put this in. Oh no, now we can.
They put in a Terminator scene with the gum.
It was a perfect Terminator scene with the gum. I don't know. Let's talk about the ending, which is obviously the big elephant in the room.
Yeah.
You want to say it?
Yeah, so I could say the ending was a little crazy. I wasn't expecting it. So Brenda and Frank end up, going into the bud, becoming a hot dog together. And then it just kind of went south from there.
Fast.
Like, the bagel and the pita bread started making out, going at it. And then...
two male characters.
Yeah, Twink and Firewater out of nowhere started going at it. And I don't know where it just became a huge orgy.
It was like a kaleidoscope of just sex.
Yeah, it's just
all kinds of sex.
Which to me, it was actually my favorite scene, and
really?
it's just funny to me. Like
I was laughing, but I was laughing because I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. You know, stuff that we saw in the movie that just was out there. You know, it was like the taco got the hot dog, put it between the bagel, between the pita, between the hot. It was
a hot mess.
It was a hot mess. Frank, the little deformed one, got with the little deformed hot dog one that got smashed.
But they were having like really good love. Right?
Yeah,
like,
you know, so they tried to make it. Yeah, they tried a tender moment, but then he kind of said some stuff that. Got
so with that being all said, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 82%, which that's surprising to me.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
What did you give it? What is your grade?
I personally would give it a 7.5 probably, and the only reason why is because it's my type of movie for the people I hang out with. We're very crude. We don't really get offended by a lot of stuff. We kind of, you know, we go out there and, you know, if movies are being racist, if movies are being, you know, against religions, against government.
So you just want it to be real all the time.
Exactly.
Like,
it's something. Don't give me a filter, which is I think is great. You know, without the filters, I feel like movies can be amazing. And yeah, I can admit at some points I was a little like, oh, you know, but overall, I felt like it was okay. Like it's comedy. We're supposed to laugh about these things and not make it seem like it's such a negative concept in the movies. Yeah, what about yourself?
My grade is a 5. It was a middle of the road. I wouldn't recommend this for anybody in my age group because I mean, crude humor is not for me.
No, yeah, I understand. So again, I just want to give you a heads up. This is not a kids movie. I know it's animated.
Take your children.
It's not for children. Like not at all. So be careful with that. You know, make sure you're 18 and over to see this movie. I recommend going with buddies. I took my girlfriend, and this was not a date movie. Good thing my girlfriend's okay with this kind of stuff, but it was a little hard for her to see. But yeah, I recommend going with buddies, and I think that'd be probably the best to go with that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Hey guys, thank you for joining us at the bar again for the Sausage Party review. Now remember, this movie is not for kids. Be careful who you take to the theater. I recommend making your friends. But next week we're going to be reviewing.
We're going to be reviewing one of my top picks, which is Prisoners. It stars Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman and Viola Davis as well. It's a little slower, darker paced movie. I love dark movies. I like scenery and atmosphere, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. Join us next week.
So guys, remember, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you again for joining us at the bar. Have a good one.
Was that like, were you like, raw?